Well, this could be it for Brandon Bernstein. He faces Tony Shumacher. If he wins this round, Brandon Bernstein is the champion. But the way things have gone today, that's a very big if. Let's go to John Kernan. He's watching over in Hot Rod Fuller's pit.
Not a lot going on here, Paul, as you can imagine. In fact, Hot Rod's crew's here, but Hot Rod is not. He actually left the track, went back to his hotel, took a shower, watched a little bit of the Patriots NFL game, and he's on his way back to the track right now.
I'm just trying to calm down a little bit, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, let's set this up. Brandon Bernstein needs to win this to get the championship. We talked about that, but let's talk about how hard this is probably going to be. Because right now, Tony Shumacher, he's run about 0.05 of a second quicker in the previous 2 rounds, and he's also been about 0.03 of a second quicker in reaction time. So you combine the two, Brandon Bernstein and Tim Richards basically have to pick up about 700 when you combine the reaction time and the elapsed time. So Brandon really needs to step up right now and get a good light.
I can only imagine how the hearts are beating inside the chest of the team wearing red right now, because mine is coming through my chest. Talking with the general, Tim Richards, he knows exactly what you're talking about, Mike Dunn. He knows he's at a performance disadvantage, but he doesn't want to give it away either. He said he has to lean a little bit harder on the car early in the race course to try to make up some of that elapsed time. His big concern, though, is if he's leaning a little too hard.
These two raced the semis a year ago. That matchup, a very close race, was won by Tony Shumacher. And this one, too, is going to be won by Tony Shumacher. A 4:52, 325-mile-an-hour pass. And so the championship continues on, and it'll go to the finals.
Well, Brandon Bernstein, it might have been a little bit deep. I think he was, because he had a slight advantage in reaction time off the starting line, but that was it. Tony Shumacher never looked back, makes a nice run. A 4:52, 325 miles per hour gets him into the final round.
And Tony Shumacher, that is a major step forward for him. Brandon Bernstein's hopes for glory have gone away. Hot Rod Fuller, hell, it's still possible, but Tony Shumacher is going to have to lose that final. So the final matchup here in the finals at Pomona, Bob Vandergrift Jr., who is having such a great day, but the focus has been on the championship. He'll face Tony Shumacher. Very dejected, Brandon Bernstein. And so here we go in funny car. Mike Ashley and Robert Height. And let's go to Dave Reef. He has Alan Johnson.
Alan, still a little bit of work for this team to do, but how did you approach this round?
Well, you know, we knew that they were going to run as hard as they could, so we needed to kind of run as hard as we could without getting out of control. And, you know, I expected to run a little bit better than that. But, you know, hey, when things are going your way, they're going your way.
Claire, for the Dramatics, this team is up to the task. Keep in mind they won this race the last 3 years. Could they do it 4 years in a row and steal another championship?
Tony's just now cleaning off the visor of his helmet, just got back to the pits, and Tony getting ready for that final round matchup with Bob Vandergrift. And you don't have to get a national record this year to get your 4th in a row. All you got to do is win. Sounds simple enough, but it's not, is it?
Oh, definitely not. You know, Bob's been in a lot of finals, I think 9 or 10, and very similar to what we did and what John Forrest did. We went to a lot of finals. And boy, this would be a bad time for him to pick to win that first one. We got to keep our nose to the grindstones. We tested an awful lot. We got prepared for this kind of a moment, you know, and went to church this morning and just got prepared for the day. And I feel like a champion. No matter what happens, it's been an outstanding day. The cars performed flawlessly, and if we can pull off what we're going to try to pull off here in the next hour and a half, nobody's ever done that before. And I think it's my dad's birthday. It would be the greatest gift in the world to be able to give a dad.
Yes, it would. Going for 4 in a row.
Here's Bob Vandergrift, his 12th career final round. He is 0-3, though, racing in final rounds against Tony, including this year at Sonoma. And, of course, Tony Shumacher. remember the run last year? If he wins this race, Tony Shumacher is the top fuel champion. It would be a record-setting 4th in a row. Hot Rod Fuller went out in round 1. He could be the champion if Vandergrift wins.
Well, and I don't want to count out Bob Vandergrift, but these are the conditions that Alan Johnson and Tony Shumacher love. They don't have a great race car when it's hot and greasy out, but they do have a great race car when it's cool and evening sessions like this. They can make the horsepower normal. They hook it up. But Bob Vandergrift in the other lane, they have been trying a new combination. Crew chief Jim Dupuis has found more horsepower. They're going to need it. That's a good thing. If they can get it hooked up and not hook the engine for the finish line, Bob does his job on the starting line. Don't count him out, but boy, it is going to be tough.
So for Bob Vandergrift, for the 12th time in his career, he looks at a final round. And Tony Shumacher is looking at 4 championships in a row. Hot Rod Fuller can't do anything about it. He can wait, he can watch, and he can pull for Vandergrift.
Doesn't get any bigger than this. I mean, Tony Shumacher, here we go. Come on, Bob. Let's see what happens.
Come on, Tony Shumacher. Fire over there on Vandergrift's car, but Tony Shumacher, again, a low ET of the race, and he has done it. A record-setting 4th in a row and a 5th for Tony Shumacher. And Hot Rod Fuller, he led so much of the season, and now it's over for him. Dave?
Hot Rod, can you describe the feeling right now?
I'll be back. You know, I got a long career ahead of me, and they deserved it. I mean, they ran 48 in the final, and they did a good job. And you know, this is what this countdown to one's all about. A 2-race shootout, and this is what all these fans sat and stand for. And hey, we'll be back with a vengeance next year.
How long does it take to let this one go?
I knew it was going to happen already, so I mean, that Shumacher had it. I was just hoping JR would have made it to the semis, because JR would have had a good shot at that thing.
Tony Shumacher does have a flair for the dramatic, and yes, Hot Rod Fuller will be back. Cat sponsorship, not a championship next year.
Now the fireworks in the sky over the track here at Pomona, and Tony Shumacher has done it once again. Alan Johnson, it's his 11th in his career, counting his success with his brother Blaine Johnson. Congratulations to him as well. And so as darkness falls over Southern California, the celebrations are now beginning. What a day, what a countdown this has been. So Tony Shumacher, there he is. He's the champion. He hoists the golden Wally. Gary Gerald.
Tony Shumacher, once again, you're in the spotlight. This day started, you were 4th in points. You were 4 rounds away from a championship. How did you believe, or how did you assess your chances of being able to experience this moment?
We said you have to go out and win the race, and Hot Rod's going to have to go out early, and we did exactly that. You know, for the Army, for all our great sponsors, this is huge. This is my dad's birthday, and last night, Dad was going to dinner, and he said, let's go to dinner, you know, and I said, I got to stretch. I want to stay in. He goes, I want to give you a gift tomorrow that no one's ever been able to give you. Not only a win on a race, because I've done that on Father's Day, but the Powerade Championship, 4 in a row. No one's ever done that before. Alan Johnson and that Army team, they're the best in the world. I am so proud and honored to be able to drive for them. Don't know what it ran. Don't care. It was awesome. Good enough. Awesome. Yeah!
Let's go to Dave with Alan Johnson.
And no better way to get your 11th championship, Alan Johnson, than to do it surrounded by your family. How do you guys keep coming up with this flair for the dramatic?
Well, you know, I mean, we had help from NHRA this year, because it had not been from this this new format. You know, we'd have probably been out of it 2 or 3 races ago. So, you know, it just it came down to it. We just had to suck it up and pull it out. The guys never gave up. I never gave up. Tony's never given up. And thanks to the Army, probably one of the best sponsors this sport's had in a long, long time. We're just able to do it, and it's a blast. It's a lot of fun.
If Hot Rod wins round number 1, Do you have a shot at the championship?
No. We would have had to try to set a record in the semis, and I'm not sure it was there. I mean, we would have had to get the backup in the semis, and we would have had to go for the record here. And, you know, I'm just not sure it was going to be there today. So him losing first round was the key. When he opened the door, we figured, hey, it's our turn to walk through it.
11 championships, 4 with Tony Shumacher, 3 with Gary Scelzi, 4 with his late brother Blake.